Welcome to Inside Outboards with your host, Kodibass. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Oh, give me just a second. Well, the weather kind of broke for a few hours. Supposed to go back to raining sideways tomorrow, blowing 30 with 45-mile-an-hour gusts. So, but let's look on the glasses half full. Gave me a chance to come out here, you know, and have a little counseling session with Fret. And he didn't have nothing nice to say, you know, anyway. So, but I'll say it. Welcome back to the channel, and a big hello to all you new subscribers. Thank you for joining us up in here. We try to do a lot of outboard boat stuff, small engine stuff on this channel, and well, today will be a little bit different, but not really. Two-stroker is a two-stroker, and that ain't no joker. You understand? Anyway, I got this. I got this. I don't know how that's pronounced. It's spelled. I tried to zoom in at the beginning so you could see it. K-A-S-E-I. Casey? No. Kasai? Kasei? Don't know? I looked it up what the CC was on it, and I forget. I do that on, you know, on occasion. I'm a geezer. So, yeah, I forget. It does run good, though. I got to get a breather. It won't run good too long, huh? I got the cover. But anyway, I'm sure I can go on the inner tube and find that. It runs really good. And it's nasty, that thing up there, that sickle edger. Anybody knows the proper name of that looks like a, what do they call that, a sawfish. That's what I'll call it. That sawfish up there, that's a nasty little thing. Even when I was working on it, it got me a couple times, you know. And I had gloves on. So, well, cotton gloves, but gloves nonetheless. But I had to do some work, fuel hose, the sawtooth, the bolts and all were rusted, and the blades were actually rusted together. So I put them on my wheel, you'll see, and cleaned them up. I got bigger washers and longer bolts. It's a weird thing. I don't have the instruction manual. I got this out of a dumpster, so I don't have the instruction manual. But what I'm, from a mechanical point of view, you can't, they've got nylocks on it. And they've got these washers that are real thin. And on the bottom, I placed them with the shims like you would use when you're doing Tyvek or something on a house. Insulation on a house. They're bigger, and they're also thin with a little hole in the middle that the bolt can just go up through. But you got to leave them loose. And that's why there's a nylock there. So the bottom of the bar is threaded. So you thread it up in there, and then you tighten the nylock with the washer under it. But you don't tighten it hard, because if you do, the blades won't be able to do like that. So it's a little finesse. I messed with it in there for about 20 minutes, and I think, well, I know I got it about right, because it whacked them bushes I'm going to show you. But anyway, so the drawback for this thing, it does come in, it's got a pin there. You can see it right there. You just pull that pin like pulling a grenade pin. I said grenade. Yeah. grenade, the things that you pull and it goes boom. You pull that pin and it comes in two pieces, and it's my understanding from looking on the YouTube and all, there are other accessories like a chainsaw thing and a weed whip and you know, yeah. So it does a good job, that sawtooth thing. It does, a sawfish, it does a good job. The drawbacks for this thing is it's heavy. I'm guessing, and I'm just guessing, I was thinking when I put the shoulder thing on, I was like, I'm probably holding 45 pounds. That's a lot of weight. Yeah, that's the drawback from it. I mean, 10 minutes of whacking and I had to come sit down and get my water. And guzzle it down, you understand? That thing's heavy. Fred told me it's just because I'm a wuss, but I don't put a lot of not if you guys that know, you know how he is, he never got nothing to say. And if you're new here and you don't know him, this is Fred. He's my counseling frog. Whenever I'm up against a problem or got the melancholies or whatever, I come down here and he counsels me. I still don't know if it's a good idea, but he's been doing it for years. He tells me there's no help for me. That's what he says. He likes to sing the blues. I like that. His job? Oh, he's a weather frog. He's a porch weather frog. If he's got snow on his hat, it's snowing. If there's water dripping off the brim, it's raining. If his hat's flopped off to the side, it's windy. If he's dry, it's sunny. You understand. Fret. The porch weather frog mechanic counselor. That's what he does. So he says. Alright, what I'm doing here is trying to tap this edger. The plate that goes on here, two of these bolts were broke off. So I'm running a tap in there. At least I hope I am. Seems like I am. You don't need to go down there real far, I don't think. You can see we're about that far. Right about in there. I think I can go a little better than that though. Alright. It's about all I need though, really. I mean, it's just a cover plate. I don't want to get down so far in there that I crack the thing, you know. Is it? No. Now, let's see how far that goes. No, that's really not that far, but now I need to go deeper than that, because how thick is that plate? Yeah, the plate, yeah, I need to go 1/4 inch more. But that's just to let you know what I'm doing. This is at hedger thing I got out of the dumpster, and I could really use it right about now. It goes onto this, which I got running, and that's what I got to get done before I can start on the outboard. We'll be back. Well, I got that thing all back together. What a pickle that was. So now I guess we'll just have to see if it's going to run and do its sickle thing. I don't know if it will. Let's try it. I like to pick guitar. That thing makes me nervous. Makes me nervous. Nervous. That's nasty. That's a nasty thing. Look at the size of that motor. And I tell you what, it ain't light neither. Now, oh, my back's been hurting me. It's been bothering me. You say, why ain't you starting that two-stroker outside? Cause it's smoky. Cause it's pouring raining. Again. But we're gonna get back on this here Yamaha 9.9. But I got another chore I gotta do before I can start on the Yamaha 9.9. See, I got this. Oh! See this here? I got it. I got this right here. It's a, what is it? It's a Shop Vac Hang 'em Up Pro. Wet dry. Reason why I like this one is it's skinny and tall, so it holds a lot of water. Ain't nobody need to be no vacuum in no water. You understand? Actually, I do. See, I drained my tank, and it needed it profusely. Oh man, it was... I was afraid that if my grinder or something over here while I was grinding hit, you know, a spark went over there, the whole thing would go up. That's how bad it was. But I got it drained, but the last little bit, you know, that last little 1/4 of an inch. Ooh, that feels good leaning on this Shop Vac. It feels good. Like I said, my back been hurting me lately. Yeah. Anyway. That last little 1/2 inch or so, where all the good yucky sandy aluminum pieces where I drill and stuff over there, I got to use this guy to suck it all up. Get it the rest way out of there, and then I can fill it up. I'll put a little salt away in it. And I sometimes I put a little, I guess they call it Asian engine coolant. It's red. You know how Prestone and such like that is greenish, yellow, glowing looking, looks radioactive. Well, this red stuff, I put a little bit in there because it makes the water a little bit pretty red. No, I do that because it's oily, and I've just kind of always done that. You know, ever since that stuff came around, I put a cup or so in there. I figure it can't hurt. Did all that up into that cooling system, loosen thing. It's a cooling system, kind of like a car and a radiator. You understand? I don't go putting no lot. Just about a cup for whatever that thing is, 40 gallons or whatever. And I figure that can't hurt flushing through these cooling systems along with salt away, which I think is basically nitric acid. Anyway, every little bit helps up here in these salty ones. And the fact that we're replacing the entire tiller on this thing, or at least trying to, that shows you what this salt can do to these poor little aluminum motors. So, let me get this here tank, the last little bit, vacuumed out, and get some nice good fresh water in there with all the good stuff in there. And I'll be back. Now let me show you why I like this Shop Vac. Let me show you how much water I just sucked out of the bottom of that tank. I could have done about double that much. Yeah, I like it because it's tall and skinny and holds a lot of water and don't take up much space. Yeehaw. Well, now, I will say, it is a nasty little machine. That thing right there. Yeah. Yeah. You see those rusty pipes sticking up right there? There's 3 of them. 1, 2, and 3. And that black tub that I have to dig out of there. And a big old chunk of wood that's laying there, log. That's my property line, basically, right up against those salmon berries that are just starting to bloom. You can see some pinkish flowers. But there's an easement that goes through here of 25 feet as well. So the reason why I've been wanting to cut this back is the black currants that you can see the most of that are green right there, and what I've got laying on the ground. This right here, it's all dead and yuck, was raspberries. And those black currants just took them over. So I cut it back some last year to try and save the raspberries, and at the rate that blackberry, and you see all that black currant, all that laying on the ground that I just whacked, and everything you see blooming there and getting leaves, that's one plant. One. I planted it about 10 years ago. That's not a bunch of plants. That is one little plant that I put there 10 years ago. And it just took over everything. And so I've cut that back now. I will get some new raspberries. I know where I can get raspberries. And I'll replant them. But before I do that, I'm going to come in here. Hopefully, I've got a couple. This machine right here, it will do the, up to about 3/4 inch-ish branches. But once you get down low in that black currant, there's some big root limbs, whatever you want to call them, in there. I mean, there's some over an inch. So I'll run my 100-footer extension cord and get my electric chainsaw and take care of those down low. Now, if you notice, I saved a little sticking out right there. The reason why I did that is those are red currants, which I like better. I think they taste better than the black currants. Well, the black currants, I planted that red currant 6-7 years ago. And though it's trying, it can't compete with that black currant. So I've knocked that back. I may knock some of the black currants on the inboard side of that down a little more, because I want the red currants to do what the black currants are doing. But that black currant is a strong, resilient, fast-spreading hound dog of a plant. So I'll get all this. It's supposed to go to rain and 40 knots of wind tomorrow, so I'm gonna let what I cut already there get good and drenched and all, and then I'll rake that up. Then I'll go in there with my chainsaw and cut those bigger roots down and cut it back from the red currant a little more. And so sad about the raspberries. I mean, there's still quite a few live raspberries in that. But I'll plant some more. And I'm not going to let that black currant spread this way. It's literally taking over the whole yard. After I get done chainsawing and raking, then hopefully I'll get this Honda tiller I got go, and get it going and till that all up, because I plan on planting some potted plants along here. Well, I told you I would show you it. There is the carnage. There's my little bulldozer. My ramrod. Completely burned up. It only took out one tire. The front hydraulic ram I think is going to be all right. This one's probably toast. You can see the wire harness. Ain't nothing left of that. Ain't nothing left of my controls, my hydraulic valves. They're gone. This side didn't get much. It's going to be okay. All the hydraulic hoses. But luckily the tank, the hydraulic tank didn't go up. I have another engine. I'm guessing that engine will still run. Yeah, it looks horrible, but it was running when it caught on fire, and my guess is once I pull it out of there and take the cover off and all the crap, it'll turn over just fine. But I've got a few Hondas. I've got a Yanmar diesel. I don't know which way I'll go yet, but I plan on rebuilding this thing. I need it too much. Well, it's starting to get a little dark, getting a little late, and I'm getting a little hungry. So I'm gonna put something on the grill. For some, might be kind of on the little bit of unusual side. But for me, no, it's yummy. So what is it? Let's get that grill open. Let's get that grill open. All right, that looks about right. Let me show you what I got going. This is good. Good, yummy stuff. Ah, look at that. And you say, what is that? Yummy. That's miso, turmeric, spiced, fresh. My friend Dave caught this the other day and brought it in to me. Of course, I ate the fillets already. I made fish and chips. That's cod head. And I will char that on both sides, and then I'll roast it for about 15 minutes. Yummy. I just flipped her over. You can see all that good char I got going there. You've got all this nice cheek meat in here. And it has the texture of like an uncooked scallop. That's what the texture's like on that meat. So I'm gonna let the other side char for a minute, and then we'll do some roasting. Yummy. Now I got it in the roasting pan. I'm gonna take some chives, olive oil, a little bit of lemon juice, and parsley. And just kind of sprinkle that on there. Every bit of it. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Mm-hmm. All right, there's the finished product. I got 1/2 of a cod head here. I got a cucumber tomato with vinaigrette salad. I got purple hull peas with green beans, snaps, and smoked ham hock, and those are fresh beans and snaps. And I got a Yukon golden potato with some guacamole, some sour cream, butter, and chives. Now, the cod head, you got to do one more thing. You got to make this sauce. This is a butter, garlic, and sriracha sauce. And you just drizzle it right over your cod head. And you can go on YouTube, type in cod head recipes, and on you'll see these big 5-star high-end, especially European, but down in California too. Put you some sriracha garlic butter on there. And let me tell you what, folks. You're eating high on the hog right there. It tastes like, especially this cheek meat and stuff, it does take a lot, it tastes a lot like scallops. Off the hook. Beautiful, Alaskan, fresh, out that Pacific Ocean, in my backyard. Yummy. Well, I got some cleaning up to do around here and whatnot, and this one's probably getting a little bit long. So, me and Fret are going to call this one good, and we would both like to say, as always, that's one more hack from Kodiak. Thanks for watching. More vids are coming on Inside Outboards with your host, Kodibass.